Good evening, Nova Nation. It's WXVU Sports Director David Szczepanski coming to you from Villanova Stadium, where your Villanova Wildcats just beat the North Carolina A&T Aggies by a final score of 31-3. Total domination by Villanova today, so much to like as the Wildcats get their 8th win of the season and improve to 8-2 overall, 5-1 in conference play. I'll start with Connor Watkins. He had a career high in completions with 18 today against North Carolina A&T. He had almost 170 passing yards. He had a passing touchdown to Jalen Sanchez on the first drive of the game for Villanova, an 18-yard pass from Watkins to Sanchez in the end zone. Such a great connection and such a great first drive for Villanova that really set the tone for the rest of the game. In addition to that, Watkins also had 2 rushing touchdowns in this game. David Abbott had a rushing touchdown. So Villanova did a nice job today. Balanced offense. We've been asking for it for a long time, and they did a great job today. And just kind of looking overall at this game, also in terms of the defense, Villanova's defense just allowed 3 points to North Carolina A&T, 1 field goal in the first half. And now Villanova, with just giving up 3 points, they've allowed just 15 points to opponents in CAA competition this year. So they continue to get better. This unit is really coming alive as we prepare for the final stretch against Monmouth and Delaware over the next couple weeks. So more about Villanova's offense, almost 400 total yards of offense in this game. And there was some concern because at the first half, or at the end of the first half, heading into the locker room, Villanova led just 10-3. And, Villanova was favored to beat North Carolina A&T by around 20 to 25 points, depending on where you look. But Villanova, they had a lot of long drives in the first half that were 4-5 minutes. They would go down 60, 50, 60 yards, and then it would just get stalled, and they would either punt or have to settle for a field goal. They did that one time. Most of the times it would end in no points. So they would have one play where they got pushed back, and it just wasn't a great situation in the first half. But they had a lot of long drives. They just weren't executing. And Coach Ferrante and Connor Watkins talked about that in their post-game press conference a few minutes ago, how Villanova's second half was much better. They made adjustments. There's still things that they think they can improve on, especially Coach Ferrante brought up the penalties in this game, which were an issue at times. But the Wildcats did a nice job to respond, execute, and finish those drives to score points, most of the time scoring 7 points in the second half. Villanova, as I said earlier, improves to 8-2 overall. They are 5-1 in CAA conference play. The Wildcats get ready to battle Monmouth next week, 1 week from today, and then Delaware at the end of the season. The game against Monmouth begins at 12 p.m. WXU will have coverage. I'll be up there in North Jersey. 11:30 a.m. will be our pregame show. And Villanova, another big note here. Of course, today we honored the alumni, the football alumni, the 70s decade. It was great to be at the tailgate earlier on this morning and early on this afternoon. But Villanova has now won 14 consecutive games at Villanova Stadium. Beautiful sunset. I think it's beautiful just to show Villanova. I think it really relates, does a nice job as kind of a metaphor for Villanova's performance today. Very sunny and such a great atmosphere here at Villanova Stadium for alumni weekend, and a lot of the football players coming back. I hope you enjoyed all of my content today. I'll have much more content throughout the rest of the week. As always, have a great rest of your weekend. Have a great rest of your Saturday. We'll see you for women's basketball tomorrow on WXVU. And as always, go Cats!